Hello. Welcome, gamers. It is, in fact, Monday. And we are here to stream. That's right, it's streaming time, everyone. It's time to stream. This is today's image. A disembodied head of some sort. And it will be watching us this entire stream from the top right there. Or maybe from here, I don't know. Welcome Stream Elements, welcome Deafened, Hamflow, Lasabaka, Fotato, JD, and Stanley. That's right, that's everyone. No one else will ever show up. If you were not here at the start of the stream, then you are not even real. That's right. I'm just kidding. Welcome Probs Not Jack. Select level, how about level 70? That is a reference to Final Fantasy XIV, the critically acclaimed multiplayer, massively multiplayer online role-playing game featuring various things. Anyway, we're continuing with the Game Boy picross development. I have made some changes. If you'll remember last time we streamed this, I had a bunch of issues with what is it called, auto banking or whatever. What is this? You're on a branch yet to be born. I've never seen this message. What is this? Your current branch appears to be broken. What the frick? Ignoring corrupted history entry found offset. Is my Git repo fricked up? What the heck? Oh no. Welcome Slime Molder, welcome Shima Panic. Wealthy, would you ever password protect the stream from being viewed? Why would I do that? Are you implying something? What's he implying? I guess I could just recheck out the repo. This is why you have stuff in version control, because you can just pull some changes. Can I like check out main perhaps? There it is. It might have been like when I shut down the computer. Your current branch is broken. Main is broken. What the? Everything is a new file? What is this? I've never seen this. Oh, that's fine. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back. We're gonna move the directory to another directory, and then we're gonna git clone to the same repo. And look at that, it's fine. Change directory to gbdk example, and then you just move all the other stuff, right? This one, gbdk example old, basil / whatever, and that's all gonna go into this directory, right? And now look at that, we have everything is there, and then we do run emulator, and it's fine, right? It's probably gonna work. Probably. Look at that. What did I tell you? So easy. Oh, look at that. We got version control. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate the changes I've done. So last time, also I added a pizza. Look at that pizza. Doesn't it look so good? Pixel art of various colors. So last time I streamed this, I tried adding a level select screen and ran into issues because there was too much data to fit on one bank of the Game Boy. And up until this point, I had only had code dealing with this part of the game, right? I guess that was enough memory that it could fit in one bank. But then as soon as I added the menu selection stuff, it was like, oh, you can't do this. There's too much stuff. There's too much stuff to fit in this bank. And then I spent the stream trying to figure out auto banking and like switching, like moving code between banks and all that, and could not figure it out. But then off stream I did. Off stream I figured it out. It required adding a flag to one of the things, and it was good. Yeah, the banks were too big to fail. They were too big. That's why they failed. That is exactly why they failed. Look at this pizza though. I added the pizza specifically to verify that I would show 10 by 10, you know, offset correctly. This thing, you know, before they were shown in the top. And then we have the dog. Speaking of the dog, we got Choco Jack's. Her birthday was this past weekend. And I did draw a Choco Jack's for this. If you were watching her stream, you may have seen this. It's there. It's real. Whoa, what the? She's on the street. Whoa, Choco Jack's collab. Oh my god, it's a collab stream, guys. It's actually a collab stream. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this is here. We have code. It's working now. Alright, this is the old directory. You gotta not have the old directory. Ignoring corrupted history entry around offset? What are you talking about? What is that? Why is this happening? This is a different folder. This is a totally different directory. What the heck? Well, anyway, we're gonna check the log, right? Look at what I've changed. Last time I streamed this was on Friday, so we have this thing. Yeah, the Choco J collab. He finally met the collab quota. The messed up part was I could not easily find reference for her character design. So I had to like cobble together various like... I mean, it's probably out there, I just couldn't find it. I went to chocojacks.com, I went to chocojacks.card.co, and they had like partial ones, but like not like a full reference. And I was like, okay, then I watched the stream and I was like, okay, so on her model on stream, you can see this stuff, right? But then like, what about the rest of the outfit? I don't know. And then I looked and then I was like, okay, but then it was like a previous version and I'm like, I just don't know anymore. So parts of this are probably wrong. Notably, probably like the shoes. I think one of her shoes is actually like blue instead of red. But I don't know. Anyway, look at the code, guys. Check out the code base. So now we have a scenes directory. We have puzzle. Okay, I'm going to show you the changes to the assets building. Now you can have a bank. You specify which bank the asset goes into. If you don't specify it, it'll go into bank 0, which is the main bank. So what I've learned about Game Boy banks is that you want to have, so the first bank, which is actually the 0th bank, bank 0 is available no matter which bank is active. So you want important things for that, such as sprites and anything, you know, general code that you expect to always be available. That's there. What takes up the most space is the nonogram grid, which I've assigned now to the 255th bank. And this is where auto banking comes into play. In accurate boots, one of them is supposed to be green. How did you find out though? Did you find reference somewhere? Because I could not find it. That's what VTubers, they gotta put reference, you know? They gotta make it easy to find. And I didn't want to ask because then it'd be obvious that I was drawing. I found the ref, what? I thought it was there. I tried checking, that wasn't there. What the heck? Is my system corrupted? What is this? Firefox update chocojacks.card.co. The reference where though? Where? Oh wait, what the? But this wasn't here last time. Did I? Wait a second. I don't remember seeing this. Was I on the wrong website? It was literally right here. Wait a second. Well, okay, but when I check, let me check my other browser. chocojacks.card. Did I not go on the right website? It's loading. He didn't scroll down. I totally scrolled down. It's not even loading right now. I think the fact that I opened this on stream broke the website. chocojacks.card.co. Is it loading for you guys? It's not loading for me. What if I reload this? Sorry. Oh, there's too many viewers. It broke the website, guys. It broke the website. Too much JavaScript. I don't know what it is. I think I broke the website. Me specifically. My one browser that went to this website. Well, anyway, I guess many aspects of the design were incorrect. I guess I will revise this. I also didn't include the hair decoration because I was like, I don't know if I have space for that. Right? I don't know. Anyway, the website's broken. Can you believe this? Card.co. What are they doing, huh? Wait, but the website that I saw was a different one. It did not look like this. Did I really not scroll down? I totally scrolled down. I think maybe I just went to chocojacks.com. This one, wait, is my website, is my internet broken? Is everything broken? Am I still live? I'm still live. Google works. YouTube. DNS. No, YouTube works. DNS. Yeah, D's. And got him. Does down for a cross work? It does. Specifically, ChocoJax's websites are not available for me specifically. Interesting. Choco's card was also laggy for me. Man, what is she doing? Don't even know. Well, whatever. I guess I was just not able to find references. It doesn't work. Man, it was working literally yesterday. Welcome Xtag. Hold on. If I go... See, okay. Oh, wait, it does work. Wait a second. This looks so different when I checked last time. What if I go to chocojacks.com? Yep, that website's not working. Alright, whatever. That's in the past. All we know is that her birthday happened and people drew art. Anyway, the Game Boy though. Check out the Game Boy. Okay, I've updated my script. This script right here. Except 2 new flags. One of them is the bank, as you can see right here. What that'll do, let me show you the output. Build assets / font. Assets / puzzle. Dog ears, fish hair clip, dual hair colors, blue, pink hair errant strands. I didn't even draw the different colored hairstyle. I only had the blue. And also the brown, and also the blonde, or whatever color that is. It's too much. You gotta think about the fan artists, specifically the ones that have very thick outlines. Why won't you consider them? Welcome DX Nomad. Alright, so this is what this thing looks like. Ignoring corrupted history. What is wrong with this? Is it my fish history? Is it fish that's wrong rather than get... Hold on. Where is fish history stored? Anyone know fish? Fish, yeah, it's like config. It's probably like cache. It's not cache. It's xdg data home /fish /fish history. You're telling me there's some corrupted history back here, but where though? Is it here? The binder clip. Yeah, that's not even on her model, is it? The model that she uses on stream, I didn't see the binder clip. I don't know, there's too much. Okay, they said there is some corrupted history. What did that say? I draw with thick line art and I fit it there. Yeah, but your line art is different though. It's different. Okay, around offset 48,251. 48,251. That looks correct to me. Is that correct? Is that correct? What if I deleted this? And then I tried again. Alright, well, I don't know. Something's broken. I don't really know what. Isn't that great? When things just break and you don't know what it is. So we got frame height. Okay, this is what I was trying to show. I was trying to show this. Why can't I paste? It did not copy. This thing did not copy. Okay, so we have some new things. We have frame height. Is that what I wanted? No, I wanted, yes, frame height. The frame height describes how tall the puzzle is. That's not correct. Wait, where is it? What did I call it? What am I doing? Guys, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I did not. Oh, it's frame heights. It's frame heights. It's at the bottom, probably. Yeah, puzzle frame heights. So this thing here, this adds a new thing. You'll be like, whoa, what is this? This corresponds so closely to the size of the puzzles. Welcome, Nutritious. And this is needed so that if I were to draw the puzzles on the screen, we need to know ahead of time how big the puzzle is, because for 5x5s you got to offset it from the middle like this. For 10x10s you got to offset a little bit less, and then 15x15 you basically don't offset at all. And so I've added that new functionality. You don't need this for everything, but you do need it for puzzles. Now you could calculate it at runtime, but that's too much effort, right? There's too much processing to do. Welcome, BrainZap. And then I've also added, yeah, this bank functionality, which I've already explained. It'll just add this at the beginning. Now, last time there was someone who said you have to include the pragma after the platform include, but that was not true. It turns out you can just put it at the top of the file. Because it's actually evaluated by the pre-compilation step. The thing that expands macros and stuff like that. I think. I don't know. The pre-processor. You already know. But yeah, and then I have, let me open up the other file. What the heck is that? Steam. Why would Steam do this? Did anyone buy any games on the Steam sale? I have not. I have not purchased any games on the Steam sale. When I was making this, I was like, this kind of looks like a Steam Deck. Sorry, a Stream Deck. Right, the two of them are very similar, but they're different. They're different projects. But this kind of looks like an Elgato Stream Deck, the regular size one. You got the buttons you can press. Yeah, the Valve one, but it's not the Valve one. It's actually the Elgato one. And then actually the nice thing, I didn't plan this, but it actually fits perfectly aligned in memory. Isn't this so satisfying? This is the this is how the tiles are laid out in memory. And it actually wraps around nicely. Unlike the other thing, remember if you go to an actual level, this thing is not aligned because it's the width is a bit larger than this. But if you go back, it is aligned. Look at that. Whoa, look at that. But that was by accident. I'm still trying to figure out how to make a good UI for this, right? At the moment, this is kind of placeholder. I don't really know. Not really a UI designer. I don't know what would look good. But I've added these sprites right here. And you move it. And you'll notice that it's actually larger than 16 by 16. However, I only have two things. I'm simply positioning them relative in a different offset. Anyway, what I want to do today. Also, this is just temporary for now because obviously you don't want to show the solution before the player has actually played the puzzle, right? This was only here to show example. In the real game, once we have save data, we will only show this once you've solved it. But then the question is, what do you show before they solved it? What if it was like a question mark? But then what if you wanted a hint, a puzzle that was actually a question mark, right? Well, you simply just don't know. And then we gotta also consider moving to the next page and previous page if we have enough puzzles. And then I was like, what if we had like a multiple of puzzles that didn't fit in the grid, right? We have these here. These are simply empty. But like, do I want to just hide them, or do I just want to make sure that we always have a multiple of 15 puzzles, right? So like, let's say I had 31 puzzles. I'd be like, oh, 31, that's a pretty good number. But then like, due to the way we laid out the UI, it'd be like, oh, that means I have to add 14 more puzzles. Otherwise we have empty slots here, right? That's probably what we should do. We should probably have a multiple such that everything fits. Welcome to Sig Bigs. But for now, I've checked. I've made sure that if you select a puzzle that doesn't exist, it doesn't do anything. It only works if you select one that does exist. And then as for what I'm going to do today, I want to set it so that at the top here, it shows like the level number, and also if you solved it, it'll show the title. Otherwise, it'll be like a question mark. And that should be cool, right? That's a good thing to have. And then we could have like different pages. I was wondering like if I should show the level number like next to these things instead, or also in addition. It's like, how does Picross S2 do it? Do they show the level numbers? What if I just check the VOD? Can I just go back to my previous VODs? Twitch, sorry, not Twitch, what was it called? Level 1-1. I could have it be level 1-15, 1-1. And then this could be page 1. Is that how Picross S does it? I think Picross S just has just the raw number, right? I think Mario's Picross, they have like level 1-A, 1-B, 1-C. Yeah, that's how they do it. But do I want to do it that way though? I guess I could. A little number under the picture. They don't really have enough space for that though. Now you might be like, well, Wolfie, you can simply expand it because there's so much empty space on the bottom. But then that would use up many tiles. We have memory constraints. We have ROM memory we gotta consider. I mean, it does fit though. We do have enough space for it. But then I would have to change quite a few things. What if it was just like a really small number? Welcome to my level 1A, 1B. Let's check the previous VOD. The one where it shows you the whatever, when we were debugging something. When did we do this? Was it this one? Adding a timer? Was it this one? Was it this one? I think it was this one. Is this the one where we made like a spreadsheet? Yes, okay. Okay, so in Picross S, they do have, it's just raw numbers, they don't have like dashes. And then in their level select, what does that look like? Welcome Ikanu. Do I ever go to the level select menu? Was it already open? We got A-Spray, we got this stuff. I just went straight into the puzzle. I guess I already had it open. Okay, what if I solved it though? Go to when I solved it. Solved it. Do I ever solve it? Okay, we have to go back to the menu at some point. Okay, so the menu, oh, it's being blocked. Okay, so Picross S2 also has this. And then on the bottom, I guess that's where they show the number. I guess we could do that. Also the size. We should also show the size somewhere. We got the ID, the title. All right, the time as well. I guess up top we can show the ID and the title. And then maybe on the bottom we can show the time. Or maybe I just have them all in the top. Can we fit all of them in the top? We could have ID could go here. Title goes in the middle. Centered. And then time could go on the right. Or it could split this up into multiple things. Yeah, the title could be kind of long though. Choco J Dog title. Somewhat long. I guess it could fit. I don't know. We could also extend it. You know, it doesn't have to be cut off here. And the reason why it's cut off here actually is because I actually use this tile. This tile that's actually used everywhere. Have title be scrolled? No, that's too complicated. That's way too complicated for the Game Boy. It would lag the system so much. To be showing tiles like that. Moving around. Unless you move them around by 8 pixels every time, but it might be kind of disorienting. I don't know. Oh, it's Choco Dead. Oh, that's her right here. That's her. I was talking about how this drawing is very inaccurate because I could not find reference, despite the fact that the reference was literally on your website. And people have pointed it out. They're like, Wolfie, it's literally on her website. And then I was on the website, but I was specifically on chocojacks.com, which is not loading, by the way. It's broken. The website is broken. It's not loading. But it was right here. I did not see it. But I do just need to change the color. It's confusing. The website's broken. Can't believe it was literally working yesterday. Man. Whatever, it's fine. And then I guess on the bottom, we could have like these things. Welcome, Michael. We could have like the thing where you can select the level. Different orbs that tell you how many pages there are. Why is Choco breaking everything? Why would she do that? Welcome, Zoli. Not that confusing. I mean, I managed to find it. Well, I think it's a skill issue from me specifically. That I'm simply unskilled and I just don't know. I simply just don't know. We got pizza though. I made sure the pizza was solvable. She broke the redeems on her stream yesterday too, and her creeper list. Why would she do that? Why would she break everything? Alright, so I guess for now we can try to figure out drawing the text on the screen. The screen that has the level name and also number on the left side. Here is what we do. Okay, you gotta go here. You literally have to do it. We will have a void function. Update header. Choco's website isn't loading for me. Yeah, that's the issue. We said it was broken. Literally 522 connection timeout. Yeah, the card is also like not loading for some reason. Or like it loads slowly. You browser working? I've already depicted this is like the, what's that meme? I've already depicted myself as the browser who's working and you as the chocoj.com as the host error. You've already lost. Maybe it isn't my fault. I don't even know. No one even knows, man. Sometimes people think they know, but they don't know. Okay, so we gotta have selection, right? You browser working, me host error. Ashburn, me and Ashburn are both working. And yet the host is not. It's actually kind of messed up. They would do this. Can you believe this, guys? Okay, so Ashburn, he sure did. You all remember seeing Ash in the episode where Charmander showed up? Damien was there. He's like, oh, that there Charmander, and then he burned Ash. That did happen. Ash did in fact burn. It was a classic episode. Everyone knows that episode. I know that episode. Literally everyone. Played some picross, it's okay. Probably better when the pattern is cute. But which picross do you play though? Or do you play nonograms? Because although they are the same, they have different names. He died in that episode, they replaced him with a lookalike? No. Ash would never die. He's always very young. You think the reason why he's very young is because he gets replaced every episode? Welcome, Panis. Vacuo point to you as well. Guys, we're updating the header. You gotta make sure you update the header. Some of you are not updating the header and it shows. Alright. So the way that I have this set up is that I have a selection enumeration. Now if you're on items 15 or 16, those are different things. If you're below item 15, it refers to a position on the actual thing, right? This is position 0, this is position 14. And we have special handling. You gotta make sure that you don't go past the bounds. What if he stays so young because none of it is real? He's in a coma imagining everything. It's like The Simpsons. No one in The Simpsons has aged. Bart and Lisa are the same age. I saw a clip on Twitter today that was like, hey, there's a new Simpsons episode that talks about how they're relying on ChatGPT. Sorry, they called it Cheat GPT. Bart was like using Cheat GPT to work on an assignment or something. And I was like, man, this is actually kind of like wild. To think that Bart is the same age as he was like 20 years ago. And that AI technology is like available, but he's like the same age. Like how many technological advancements have happened? Right, they had like smartphones, they had like the old phones, I don't even know. He's 90 years old. They just don't age. The biggest one was the Potion of Immortality. Did Bart take that one? Would you be immortal? If you had the choice to become immortal? I feel like most people would say no, right? They all died. I thought they said they all did. Sorry, they all died. You did say did. They all did apparently because they never age. But what if it wasn't a potion? What if it was the radiation from the Mr. Burns power plant? And that's why they're all young? And then everyone outside of Springfield and the surrounding areas, they do, you know, time does pass for them. I don't know. Really causes you to wonder, you know. You gotta be wondering, you know. Okay, what if we had a macro? Guys, what if there was a macro? Define level to load. No, that's the wrong thing. First level on page plus selection. Wait a second. First level on page plus selection. Oh, but this should only be applied if you're not on the next page. What is this? With the advent of the information age, some people may become immortal on Wikipedia. What if your code was 90% macros? What about micros? What about StarCraft micros? Is Wikipedia immortal? Is anyone here immortal? Would you tell me if you were immortal? Or would that be like a controversial? Would it be like I can't tell this? I'm immortal? I don't think so. I don't think that's true at all. Immortal. That's fine. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Have you ever played the video game The Immortal? I have never done so. Welcome, Orfish. Only way to tell whether you're immortal is for you to die but not die. What if I simply just don't die? Have you considered that maybe I just can't die? I guess then I would be immortal then. Level to load greater than or equal to 0 and level to load. Wait, that's not it. It's gotta be selection. It's weird because it's a game where you die constantly. The Immortal? I mean, if you die and you get respawned, is that the same as being immortal though? Like, doesn't, like, I guess it is, right? The Phoenix dies and gets reborn, but like, is it the same Phoenix? Is it the Phoenix of Theseus? Is it really the same Phoenix? Or is it like a new Phoenix that has the same memories? I think anything out of the ordinary might be bad to say, lest the FBI capture you and conduct experiments on you. I don't know. A lot of things to think about, you know? A lot of things to consider. But what if there was nothing to consider? Isn't it the same but different? That's what I'm saying. It is in fact the same but different. So we're gonna write some text to the screen. Isn't that exciting, guys? Text being written to the screen. And specifically it is this text. This text right here. So we're gonna do blit text. And specifically which coordinate? Good question. I have yet to determine this. So it's gotta be like from here, right? It's gotta be this position. In that position specifically is 12,7, 12,9. But it's actually lower than that because we have another tile that's below here. Maybe even 2 tiles. How many tiles is this? It could be several tiles even. Dozens, perhaps billions of tiles. We have 1. We gotta add 8 to this. Welcome, Sherlono. Is this a GBA game? I'm gonna assume yes. Why would you assume yes, though? Because it's not. It's a regular Game Boy game. I don't know why I was so aggressive there. I was like, why would you assume that? I can't believe this guy would assume. No, it's a regular Game Boy. Original Game Boy game. Wow, Wolfie, he's so toxic. Everyone's gonna be like, I can't watch this guy. Especially new chatters, he's gonna scare away everyone. Why is he so great? It's because he's been watching so much Northern Line. Northern Line, he's just been yelling at his viewers lately. What's up with that guy, huh? Game Boy's alright. Hey, mods ban that guy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Crashing out on chatters. He's changed, man. He used to be different, and now he's, I guess he's different. He used to be the same, but now he's different. Alright, so I was gonna say what position this is in. It's gotta be from 11, it's gotta be 12, 12,8. But then you gotta consider other things, because 12, it's not just 12, it's actually 28. And then it's not actually 8, it's actually 24. Yeah, he used to be different, and now he's the same. I can't believe this. Do you think you have changed a lot in the same amount of time? I feel like I have changed a lot. I think, like, if I think about when I first started streaming, and then I, like, go back and watch, like, some VOD from 5 years ago, I was like, that's a different guy. That guy is so different. He used to be way different, and now he's even more different. I just try to think if I'm different from a few years ago, and I got freaked out. I think so. I mean, I guess I don't know, but for me it's that way. Do you ever sleep during work hours? No. I have not. There's been one time I did it. That one time that I mentioned when I was, when I did not get any sleep, and then I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna be late because I need to sleep. And then I slept. I change every day, can't stay in the same clothes all the time. But I think that's a skill issue then. I'm just kidding. Just joking. Wolfie thinks you're different, am I? I mean, aren't we all different though? If you think about it, we're literally all different. And that's what makes us the same. Ever worked on your sleep? Yes. Sometimes I was like, I gotta sleep earlier. And then I go to sleep earlier, and it's like, it's cool, you know? You know the drill. Everyone knows. We gotta include standard IO.h. You know this, everyone? Standard IO.h. Does it get colder when you sleep earlier? I don't know what you mean by that. Does it though? Studio.h. That's what I've been saying. Everyone is always saying this. I said it's cool. Oh, I see. It's cool. But like cool in a metaphorical sense. Not cool like literally, like temperature-wise. Although I could see how you could interpret it this way. But I think that's not how it is. When did I do? We did like F prints, right? Print, F print, print, F, S print F, sprint F, of course, sprint F. Character level text, sprint F. And then we have, you gotta have this one, you know, this one is gotta be right there. Sprint F, level, number, level to load, level, blueprints, be when the bloop is rinsed. Blueprints, what is this, Super Mario Sunshine? Because there's like the bloopers that you rinse with water. Yep. That's true, that did in fact happen. Alright, I believe this is it's gonna show some text, but it's not gonna override the text, necessarily. Sprint F, is that like becoming a sprinter but tripping on your first dash? No, that is not the case at all. It's when you sprint and then I don't know guys, what are we doing? Anything cool happened this weekend is worth talking about? This one, if selection, we gotta have previous selection. uint 8t prev selection equals selection. If selection is not equal to previous selection, then you gotta update header. Do you have to do time management at work, like writing how many hours you spent working on a topic or thing? That is not a thing that I have to do. Do you have to do that? I feel like that's a thing that if you're a contractor, they might expect you to do, but like as a full-time employee, I don't really do it. You have to start doing that now? You have to do that? What the? Imagine I had to do it. Be like, oh yeah, this hour, I was watching a stream. I was tuning into. I was watching Northernlion. I was watching streamers. Next hour. What if you wrote down what the streamer was doing? You're like, noon. Northernlion went live. He was playing Mario Party. And HC Justin said something really funny. That's in my notes. I have to charge my hours to a thing, but it doesn't go beyond that. Yeah, you can just say like, I spent 20 hours on this thing. And they trust you. Welcome, Abyss Hunted. At my employer, you have to do it weekly if you have billable hours to outside customer or other departments, but not for regular salaried work. Yeah, I imagine that's the case, right? Usually, I don't know. It's how it works here. I've never really had to track what I've done hourly or whatever. I have to set my hours for what project I'm working on, usually 8 hours a day, 5 days a week on one project. I hate doing it. But like, how detailed does it have to be though? Also, like, what's... I feel like my tracking was broken for a second there. We're working for 2 projects at the same time. Man. Imagine doing work. Guys, imagine working. What about a world where we did not have to work? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be neat? Alright, let's see if this works. It's probably not gonna work. It would be so surprising if this worked. Oh shoot. It worked. I mean, it's in the wrong spot, but it did work. Okay, so instead, what the heck? You seeing this? What was that? Okay, so instead of 24, it's gotta be 16, maybe? There's 6 categories and you put in integer hours each category, depending on how long you spent on it. They expect at most 4 minutes a month. Bro, 4 minutes? That's crazy. Whoa, guys. Oh my god, it actually works. Okay, but look at this. It's gonna break because it starts overlapping. But like, you know, like besides that, it works pretty well. Like, I don't know how to tell you this. Every minute is a minute you won't get back. Time marches onward. Time marches, but it's October, guys. How can it be March when it's October? That's not possible. Is that real? 4 minutes of putting hours in the categories. What if you put negative hours? Did they say it had to be an unsigned integer? What if it was larger? What precision is this integer? Is it 8 bits? Is it a U16? Is it a U32? What are the bounds? This is what I need to do. We have 3 calendar invites a month reminding us to do it before the month ends. You just said integer. I guess then it's up to you. I used to have to do time entry weekly, but the system would only take the nearest 0.1 hours. I got used to logging all my work time to the nearest 6 minutes. Oh, I see. Wait, why? That's like so specific. I feel like it would make sense to just like round it, right? Isn't that what most people do? Like you've done like 5.8 hours of work. You're like, that's pretty much 6 hours. That's how the workday goes. Right? I've talked about this. Like, if you work physically in an office, the place that I worked for 7 years, like, you know, usually people will like leave work at 5, right? But then like over the years, it's like Oh, it's like 4:55. That's like close enough to 5. Then people started leaving at like 4:55. And then like after some month or years, people are like, it's like 5, it's like 4:50. That's like close enough to like 4:55, which is close enough to 5. And then people start leaving like at like 4:40. And you're like, I guess this is just how it works now. And then people start drinking. Yeah, anyone have that at the office? People just start drinking. That was the old office. Yeah, 3 p.m., basically 5 p.m. Welcome, Littlewood. I never get away with leaving early. What if you could, though? I'm just going to put my expected weekly hours into one category and call it a day. The summary of like what you did is just day. The day. I just did the day. That's it. That's life. That's how you do it. Alright, so we have number being shown as expected. However, I think I need to make sure to clear the text before I show it. I need to clear this entire thing. And so the way that you could do that is that you could simply copy the same data. You can go like, what's it called? Set background data right here. Then I'd have more time to make my own games. Any other game developers developing games right now? Any fans of developing games? Is it gonna say level dash question mark, or is it gonna say what the drawing is? For now it's gonna tell you what the drawing is, but once I have save data working, it's gonna show a question mark if you haven't solved it yet. Also, the fact that it shows you the actual like level solution, that's only going to be a thing like until I have save data working. Like, I'm not sure what to show otherwise. Like a question mark. I feel like Mario's Picross does a question mark. Modeling right now for a game. Was it the fishing game that you're making? Was it the fishing? Dawn fishing. Yes. That sounds good. That sounds great, actually. I hope it goes well. Also, here's something that I figured out how to do. I have it so that you can switch out the tile map that you're drawing to. So I don't think I talked about this last time. There's a drawing function right here. This actually, we set an active tile map, and that's actually how I draw the pause menu. If you go here, this thing is in its own separate thing that is not included on the tile set for puzzle. Right, we have one here, which is the tile map for the puzzle, and then we have a separate one, a smaller one, specifically for this thing. And then when I want to draw on this thing, I simply swap out the thing. So now I don't have to like remember like what offset here this thing is. I can just say the offset from here. Hope I'll be able to show something soon. I'm sure it's gonna be goated. It's gonna be so goated. It's gonna be like, whoa, this is a game. This is gaming right here. Welcome, Sherlono. Is OOP a thing in C? Not really. That's why they had C++. I mean, it's kind of, but like, yes, but no. There are ways you could try to like simulate it, but like, not really. Yes, but no, no, but yes. Perhaps, if you try hard enough. But it's not going to be natural, because you're going to be interacting with libraries, and those things are not going to expect things to be class-oriented. Mostly. Just pass in function pointers. Right, anyway, the reason why I bring that up is that, instead of like hard-coding to copy this thing here, I could simply write to position relative to the top of this thing. But maybe I don't do that. Maybe that's too much. So instead what I'll do is, what do I do? What am I doing? What did I say I was gonna do? I don't even know. Never look at GTK code if you value your sanity. Does anyone here value their sanity? Anyone here not value your sanity? Sanities. Can you make one of the drawings a burger? Yes, I could. I could. I feel like a burger would be good for a 10x10 puzzle. I'm kind of proud of this pizza though. Doesn't it look so good? The melty cheese is there. Pixel art. Don't they have something called G-Object? Probably. It's a good pizza, thank you. Gobject. G-Object. Yeah, Pizza D's. Huh. Got 'em. You all fell for it. I was like, doesn't this look like a good pizza? And then you're like, yeah, it sure does, Wolfie. And then I hit you with the, yeah, Pizza D's. He's so funny. Guys, the streamer's so funny. Where did I stumble upon this? I think it was reading a wire plumber documentation. I don't even know what that is. I'm unsubbing. Oh yeah, Stanley. So right. I should drink water. It is in fact 6 p.m. Can't believe this. Anyone know good comedy? Anyone familiar with jokes? I'm gonna drink water. Alright. Is cool testing your GB game in the real hardware? Yeah, unfortunately I don't think I'll be doing that, but it is nice to see people play a game on a real system. The real Game Boy. Oops. I typed in the wrong window. Alright, what was I doing? What was I doing? I was, right, we want to set the tile data, set background data, before we update the header. We want to make sure we override this entire thing with what was previously there. So it's going to be, update header. So then here we go. This thing... Actually, that's also the wrong thing I pasted. Should be this. Okay, we should make this inverted. This should actually be if selection is greater than or equal to levels per page, then you just return. Alright, then the rest of it doesn't need to be indented so much. Anyone a fan of reducing indentation levels? I love doing that. I love doing that stuff. That's my favorite thing. Removing indentation. What if this was even down here? It doesn't matter. This actually doesn't matter because this will go on the stack anyway. We also don't need to initialize it necessarily. You should get rid of all. No, not all of it. Just some of it. You can't get rid of all of it. You gotta have some of it, you know. Otherwise, it's literally unreadable. Imagine you had code that looked like this. It's crazy. Alright, so you want to set the background data. Now we gotta figure out how far away this thing is from there. Valleys would no longer exist. Indentation. What about outdentation? What about aldentation? What about al dente nation? Gotta be 17 times bytes per pixel, 2 bytes per tile, 2 BPP. Actually, it's just 17, right? It's literally just 17. And then it's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. It's got to be 14 tiles. And it's got to be level select tiles plus 17 times BPP. What about In Dante from Devil May Cry-tation? What the frick? Oh my god. This kind of stuff always happens with the Game Boy. You're always just summoning various things from memory that should not be there. We've created a rift in the void. Oh, what is that? What memory is that even pulling from? I don't even know. So obviously that's wrong. Set background data. 17. Okay, let's take a look. Set background data. GBDK. Get sucked into the void. No, I can't believe it. Where's the documentation? This one. Set background data. This one. So you give it the first tile, which is the 17th tile. You can confirm by taking a look at this. If you hover over this thing, you can see it's actually the 273rd tile. Wait, that's wrong. Wait a second. 17. I thought that was the 17th tile. Is that not the case? Is that not even true, though? Set background data. Oh no, it shouldn't be. Wait a second. We got the level selected tiles plus 17 times bytes per tile. We have the data. First tile. Index of the first tile to right. Right number of tiles to VRAM starting at first tile. Tile data is sourced from data. Tile is 16 bytes. Oh, maybe I just pass in this. Maybe the offset is also from the start. Nope. Okay, that's in fact not true at all. It has actually become even worse than what we had earlier. That is not the case at all. Well, level select tiles plus 17. 17. So level select tiles is this thing in memory right here, 17, and then this thing is tile index. So this is 256. This is 273. Is that not 17? Is that somehow different from the number 17? Set background data. 17. What if I just tried random numbers? Surely at some point it would work. What if it was instead of 17? It was just this. Is this anything? No, that. Oh wait, that's a banner. Wait a second. That's the banner from memory. Banner. No, what did she do wrong? How could you ban her? Can't even ban them. This is the banner from the solution. If you go here, this is this thing. This is actually. So that's the wrong position in memory. Level select tiles plus 17. What if it was minus 17? Have we considered maybe it's subtract 17? No. It's not actually this. Background data 17. So it gives you, it's the first tile. We have 17. We have 14 tiles. That's right. This is also right. I think it's just our data pointer is wrong. Oh, it's because we're not in the wrong bank, guys. This is the entire thing. Is that it actually should be auto banked data. You gotta swap banks. Previous bank equals bank current bank. And then you gotta swap back. Switch ROM prev bank. Imagine robbing the wrong bank. You gotta swap banks to asset underscore level select. That's what I was doing wrong. It was the wrong value. Look at that, it works now. Wow. It flickers, but that's fine. That's probably fine. I'm sure this is acceptable, perhaps. And what if instead of writing the word level, we just wrote LV? What if it was just LV? LV1. And then you also have the title. Here, this is just going to be, instead of level text, it's just going to be text, because we're going to reuse this. Okay, and then what? And then you also set this thing to the puzzle level, right? So you're going to sprint F text, and it's going to be specifically. Wait, you don't need that. You don't need this. It's going to be, instead of this, it's going to be what did I call it? Let's check. Bat puzzle.c puzzle tag names. It's going to be puzzle tag names and then of level. You gotta also switch ROMs again, and this one's gonna be asset puzzle, and then you offset this perhaps by, I don't know, 12 maybe. No, this thing should be centered, right? This thing that we expect the level name to be in the center, and I think I do have some logic for doing this. Blit text. Blit text aligned. See, we have different things for text alignment. So then here we do blit text aligned, and then text align is going to be aligned center. Yes, aligned center. And then instead of being 44, it's going to be from here, which is definitely, it's 62, but we gotta also add 16 to it. And as you all know, that is 80. That is the number known as 80. All right, let's see if this works. Whoa, guys, it works. It actually literally works. Wow. Amazing. That's pretty cool, right? It would be nice if it didn't flicker, but I don't know if it's possible to avoid that. Actually, no, it is possible. Do you know that the way that GB Studio renders text is that it actually maintains a buffer of, like, let's say this is my text buffer, right? Instead of writing it directly here, as you're writing things, it doesn't reuse the existing buffers unless it's gone through the entire thing. So like, let's say you're selecting level 1. It'll write level 1, and then it'll write heart. And then it'll swap out the tiles to point to those. And then when you write new text, instead of writing over these ones, it'll write here. And then it'll go here. And then it'll continue writing, and then after it's been written, then it overrides these tiles to point to what you just wrote. So that's how they avoid flickering. As you're rendering the text, it waits until the text is fully rendered. Now I could do that. Or I could simply not do that. And I don't feel like doing it right now. But what if I did? What if I did feel like doing it? No, it'd be too much. It's too much effort for something that probably doesn't really matter. Okay, but it kind of matters though. Doesn't it kind of matter if you think about it? In some ways, it does. What the? Wait a second. What is that? We just have random things in memory? Right. Right, that is true. It does just have random bytes in memory. And we're fortunate that it had a 0 byte at some point. Because otherwise it could have gone on for quite some time. This one, okay, so it's not just selection greater than or equal to levels per page. It's gotta also be level. This is going to be level. If level is greater than or equal to puzzle tag puzzle frame count, then also return. Right, because you don't want to be drawing text. It's not there. Text that should not be there. Actually, okay. So I guess if you've selected something that isn't this, you should simply just clear the data. Like this. Just clear the data, and then don't actually do anything with it. Nice. Oh, it has crashed. Why has it crashed? If level is greater than... Oh. Okay. That's weird. What's wrong with this logic? If level is greater than the frame count, then you simply return. Oh, because I never switched back to the previous ROM bank. That's why. You gotta swap back. You always gotta make sure that you are swapping back. Okay, but now we have code duplication though. You would simply just do this instead. That was cool. Yeah, it does happen quite a bit. In Game Boy development, you do often just see stuff like that happen. Alright, well that's pretty cool, right? Dash pretty neat. We got the levels. I'm going to put a to-do in my notes to possibly consider rendering text to a different buffer so that we don't see a flickering effect. Let's see, to-do. Render text to a different buffer to avoid flickering. Alright. But that's good though. I should commit this. What have I changed? We've added update header. We've added selection, previous selection. Actually, I wonder if it would be faster if this thing was static. What if this was static, guys? That feels the same. It seems about the same. Actually, I can't tell. Maybe it is faster. We don't need it. We don't need it just yet. Okay, we have update header, git commit, add header text when in level select menu. The ice cream truck is back. The ice cream truck is here and it's real. Alright, so I guess another thing I could do is render the time that it took for the player to solve the puzzle. Assuming that they did solve it. I don't currently store how long it took for you to solve a level. But I could. I could do it. I probably should do it. But then that gets into the realm of save data. Save data. Alright, I also don't have enough puzzles at the moment for there to be a next and previous screen. Ice cream truck is unusually melodic today. It's the same. Does it sound different somehow? Are there perhaps some differences? Okay, what else was there? Today was louder. Actively making puzzles. Oh, I should also show the size of the puzzle. Right. But then will I have enough room to show the time that it's been solved? Are sizes like those supported? No. Only square sizes. Now you could work around that by adding a bunch of zeros. It's probably not ideal, but having support for strange puzzle sizes would be quite a bit of work. I think Mario's picross also doesn't have that. Let's see, it's like this, right? I would need to make a custom one of these for every size. I mean, I guess technically I could probably figure out some way to do it, but it would be suboptimal. I could also build these at runtime, but that would affect game startup speed. Mario's picross. No, I specifically said Mario's picross, not super picross. I was very careful with my wording because I know Mario's picross is where I copied this from. Yeah, you would just have a bunch of 0 rows. Alright, right, I should put the puzzle size. You put the puzzle size, it's gonna be this, and then X, and then D, and then it's gonna be puzzle size. It's gotta be where do I calculate the puzzle size? I should have a macro for this. Because like at the moment I'm storing the actual height of the puzzles, but it doesn't round it to the nearest 5. Here we have this one. Puzzle size. Define puzzle size, and then level number. And then this thing is going to be it's going to be this. Oh. Where was it? It's going to be in this thing. You gotta get this thing. Puzzle frame height. Oh, but then to get the size, you have to be in the right bank. Okay. to round to puzzle size. Instead of giving it a level number, you give it the size. And then it's going to calculate it on the fly. So if size is less than or equal to 5, then it's 5. If size is less than or equal to 10, then it's 10. Otherwise, it's 15. Okay. So, you gotta... Okay, so while we're in the puzzle bank, here, you have to make sure that you get puzzle size. I could also just do this at compile time, I guess, because I do know the size. Puzzle size equals 2 puzzle size. It's going to be puzzle frame heights of level, and then here we have puzzle size, and then we blit this one to be align right. And then specifically where this is, it's a good question. It's got to be aligned to this side. It's got to be 1/16, but you got to also add 8 to it. So 1/16, gotta add, I guess it's like 124 maybe? I don't know. Does that work? It's gonna be so slow. Okay, that's not far enough. It's gotta be 132 perhaps. And you might be like, Wolfie, how do you just do math? How do you do math in Vim? I simply did 8, Control A, and it incremented the value by 8. You're like, whoa, what the? That's crazy. 15 by 15, 10 by 10. Wow. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, but we also need a number to show how quickly you solved it. Now that one though, I could put it on the bottom, maybe. We could put it perhaps somewhere else. But when? That's the question. But where? But where even? Like, it would make sense to have it with everything else. What if, okay, what if the title was actually on the right side, and then the left side we just had this thing, and no, that's too much, right? What if the level was actually on the right side? What if we just copy the way they did it here and had these things like that? We do have a bunch of empty space. We could consider positioning them in such a way. I don't know. No one truly even knows. Or what if we just didn't have it? What if we simply just did not tell the player how quickly they solved it? Wouldn't that be messed up? If there was a picross game that simply did not track your time, you would not know how long it took. It would be messed up. Okay, although we are rendering many things, it does feel a little bit slow. It's like not that slow, but it's like noticeable, you know? not too bad though. It is kind of fun to just scroll around though. How did they make their menu so snappy? Well, Mario's Picross, they took the easy way out. Right? They did not even render like the image. They didn't render like the title. They didn't render the level number. They didn't render... I guess they assume, like, if you're in easy Picross, you assume that the size is 10 by 10. Yeah, they just had a bunch of checkboxes. Right. Mario's Picross level select. I remember trying to look up level select. It took a long time to find a relevant image. Mario, it's not this one. Yeah, this one. It looked like this. They really only had to render this stuff. Level select is looking stylish, thank you. Check boxes, what's so unique about them? They were created in Czechoslovakia. The Czech Republic. Czechia. Looking back on stuff like Final Fantasy Legend, this makes sense why the menu felt slow. What kind of menus did they have? Oh, this one felt really slow though. Welcome into light. Are there only 3 field sizes? Could replace the size of letters SML, put it next to the level number, free up space for time on the right. True. I guess I could just say small, medium, large. It's possible. It's a possibility. So level 1, small. But would people know, though, that the S would mean small? M would probably. I feel like it'd be apparent. Final Fantasy Legend had the normal RPG menus with items, equipment, little pictures of the characters. What is Final Fantasy Legend? What even is that? The Game Boy game? Oh, this stuff. Well, I think in their case, it's like a bit different because their fonts are 8x8 aligned. Right, you'll notice every one of these, they don't have variable width fonts. That makes it a bit easier to optimize. Because the reason why I have to redraw everything is because you don't know ahead of time whether this text is going to fit on one tile. With this one, you could simply just like... I mean, I guess they did have a lot of text on screen. I don't know. There's things. I'm sure there's reasons. Yeah, I guess I could show the level size next to the level. So we could have like parentheses, level 8, parentheses, small, level 8, parentheses, large, level 8, parentheses, something. I think that would make sense. I could do that. Let me commit this first though. Okay. Show level size on the right side of header. Okay, so instead of doing that, we simply have a parentheses. You think parentheses are cooler or brackets? Could be both. So then instead of this, you would have if level... I guess then we don't need this macro. 2 puzzle size, because we don't actually need to know the puzzle size. We just need to know this. We have this thing, we have that thing. So if size is less than 5, it is small. If size is less than 10, it's medium. And then large. Does sprintf have a way to just print characters instead of strings? A single character? Is it just like %C? Is that a thing? C print format string. This is where kanji wins? No, they would have, that would be harder though. They would have, also there's no fonts. There's no built-in fonts on the Game Boy. The way that font rendering is done, you have to do it yourself. I did it myself. I copied this font from somewhere. You gotta set up the widths. If everything's 8x8, you don't need this stuff. And custom procedures to render fonts to tiles. Okay, format specify. It's %C. It would make sense. Yeah, okay, so that is in fact %C. So instead of this, it'll be this, and this, and this. Okay, then you don't need to put this thing here. You don't need to have this. Syntax error token level. What the frick is this formatting? Oh, it's gotta be this, right? Undefined identifier size. Right, it's gotta be level size. Uint 8t level size equals puzzle, what did I call it? Puzzle frame heights level. And then size. Okay. How about this? Level 256, hold on. Why is it showing level 256? Level 512, level 700. Alright, well I definitely did something wrong there. Level. Level is first level on page plus selection. But why is this? Why is this that? Level. What did I change? I didn't change too much. Level was not even modified. Nintendo must have given devs some template fonts, at least for their own studios. Yeah, they probably reused the same ones, but there's like no standard one, I guess, is what I'm saying. So what's wrong? What's wrong with this? Anyone understand? Why is level? What is this? What is that? What if what if it was actually, what if I did the comma thing? Level this thing and then the number and then put the level up there. And I did this and I did this. What if I did this? Wait, why did that fix it? Hold on. Also, everything is large? Why is everything large? Everything is printing L? If size is less than or equal to 5, then it's S. But none of these are S. Puzzle frame heights level. Do I need parentheses? Why would I need parentheses though? Wait, that's not even... Wait, what? %C. Size is this. puzzle frame heights of level. Of current level. Current level, first level on page plus I, which is the same as this. Why are they all large? Oh wait, I think maybe... I think sprintf on this GBDK, it requires you to cast specifically because it doesn't know what the value is. Is that true? Did I make that up? I made that up. All right. Turns out I made that up. Okay, what if I didn't do that and I simply just have these as strings? What if I just did that? No, that still doesn't work. Why are they all large? What's wrong with this? If size is less than this, puzzle frame heights. Wait, no puzzle frame. Oh, it's because I'm not on the right bank. This happened again. We should be on the puzzle, asset puzzle. Right, we gotta be on the correct bank. Auto banking strikes again. That's why it was wrong. It was not on the correct bank. Let's change this back. Because this is actually not in memory. It's not loaded up. It doesn't know what puzzle frame height is. It should work now. Yes. I don't like how that S looks. It's kind of like... looks weird. Auto banking. Welcome, Aureus. I feel like I kind of prefer it showing the puzzle size. Although, I mean, it does take up more space. You just don't know. No one truly even knows. Welcome, Diego. Who is this new wolf cut Wolfie? You're telling me a wolf cut this Wolfie? You're telling me... Now I think I could just make like another section for like the time it took. Wait, what if it was like down here as like a little module? You know, it's cool when you see things like cutting out of the menu like this. Wouldn't that be cool if I had like something like this, but for the time? I could do that. It could be like down here. Although, would that be confusing? It might be confusing. Nah, surely it's fine, right? So we would simply have something down here. We do have the space for it. Although it is very far away from everything else. Decisions. Decisions must be made. Imagine making decisions in 2025. Or what if I had a sprite? What if we simply showed like a little cursor? Because I don't just have to draw to tile sets. I can also draw to sprites. And then we could have an overlay. What if it was like a little arrow? Like a little speech bubble? Although then it would block the other stuff. Maybe we don't want that. Although, If it was like right, it could be down here, and then it won't actually overlap with the entire puzzle. What if we cheat a little bit? No. A lot of things to consider. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be like this, right? This is, I just put this here for like, because I didn't know how else to structure it. We could restructure it. Does anyone have good UI design capabilities? Game Boy UI. What if I just found something on itch.io and stole? What if I just stole this? What if I simply stole this setup? No. What are ways to design things for the Game Boy? You probably stole it from someone else. What about this one? Game Boy theme. What about this? Make it look like Ooey from K-On! So creative, you should do it yourself. But what if I didn't though? What if it was like this? What if instead of showing you all the puzzles, it just showed a list of question marks? What if it's simply just... Seeing puzzles is more fun? I think so too. What about this? This is cool, right? Isn't this cool? What if I copy Tetris? What if I simply... There are only so many ways to do it with limited pixels. Wouldn't blame it. If you do the list, you also have to have previews. Yeah, it would just show like whatever. How is the UI lacking? I don't know like how to... So my current issue that I'm trying to solve, I want to have level number. I want to have the title. I want to also have the size, like 5x5, 15x15, 10x10. But I also need the timer to show how long the player took to solve it. Right. So I would need to do something. I would need some sort of thing somewhere or something. Put the timer under. See, that's what I was thinking though. But wouldn't it be weird to have it be separate from the rest of the data? Don't you already have this? Yeah, but I'm not sure if I like the SML stuff though. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this. Welcome Carabone. Well, I have a best time on each level. Yeah, that's what the timer is going to be. I don't know, maybe this is fine. Maybe it's actually fine. Perhaps it's actually totally acceptable. There's just something about it, you know? 5x5 and 10x10 will fit. Yeah, but what if the title... What if this is long, though? What if this thing is long? What if I just only showed the title up here, and then down below is where I show this stuff? Actually, that would work. You think that would work? If I only showed the title up here, and then down here I had level, I had size, I had timer. You know what I think I will do? I think I will do that. And then it could also be things that like pop off the menu, you know? You could save space by, instead of having the level number on the left, have the title like 8. Oh, that would work. Actually, that seems like it'd be kind of good. Good point. That's a good point. Instead of doing that, you just have this and then the dot. Exactly. It's a good one. It's a good suggestion. And then I can have the title be left justified, because then the number is always consistently on the left side. Your name is Dr. Phillips Krause. I'm representing Nintendo. We have evidence you took the font from our game. No, this was taken specifically from condensed font sets by edo999.itch.io/condensed fonts by edo999 from edo999.itch.io/condensed fonts. Okay, it's totally different guy. Not Nintendo at all. Okay. So, right, so we're gonna have level number and then followed by that. It would look like this. Yeah, but do I want the middle to be, I guess title would make sense. What if it takes 1,000 minutes? Well, it's limited to 9959. So we know for sure it's not going to exceed this many digits. It's guaranteed. It's actually guaranteed. I kind of want to put the title on the left side though, because if we have a long title, it might overlap. If we have it on the left side, it's guaranteed to not overlap with what's on the right. Although then it would be weird, because then the title's the longest thing. It would make sense to have it in the middle. You know, whatever. It's fine. We're gonna have, okay, so we're gonna have this thing in the middle. This thing is the level size. So this thing is gonna be 5 by 5, 10 by 10, and this thing is 15 by 15. Yes. So we have level, and then we have puzzle tag names level, which goes here. And we put that one, I guess, in the middle here. And then on the left side, we put this. And then on the right side, we have the timer, once we have that. What have I done? Too few parameters? Oh, it's got to be text. All right, so it's like this. I think I should make sure I render them in the right order. Going left to right so it looks a bit less jarring. Sleeping? Did I welcome you, or are you sleeping? Here, we put this, we put the text center. Nice level select, thank you. Okay, I think that's good. Although, like this one, I guess our titles won't be like that long, right? Surely they can't be that long. Went to bed but wanted to see the progress first. Well, here it is. They could be pretty long. Like, I feel like Choco J Dog itself is not that long of a title, right? I think maybe I will go with the thing where I just reserve the top only for the title. And then I put the other info on the bottom. I think that would make sense. I think that would be a logical approach to take. Now, as for how I'm gonna do the other stuff though, what if I just what if I had something similar to this? It's all squares. Repeating the number may be too much even. Repeating the repeating the number. It's all squares. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oops. Unless you do 5 by 10. Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, I don't know. I like having it like that to make it more obvious. Okay, what if it doesn't work? Okay, what if it was like, if I simply copy this and then I had something protruding from the bottom, random UI elements in random places, but it's not random though. It's just on the bottom. Like, look at that, look at that. This is pretty random. Is it though? Is it real? What if I just moved everything down? If I simply just move this down and then just had more space up here and then I just divided this into multiple things. If I simply, because like, you know, the way that they do it here, they, well, not this one, but this one, they had stuff in like a grid. Don't I have a lot of space below? You got to think about the Game Boy tile sets though. If I have more space below, that's less space for like other data. Right, I mean, like, that's what I was trying to do though. I was trying to like put something at the bottom. Some other thing. I already have tiles for a box. So you got to think about the auto banking functionality though. If we have another row, we need to reserve, what is that, 16 times however many this is, 14. That's precious bytes that could have gone to something else. No, you're right though. But like what though? I don't know. Was it really random though to just have something protruding from the bottom? Because I do have this in the real thing, right? We have this thing here. So it wouldn't be too out of place to have something like that as well on the bottom. It would actually be thematically relevant. It's irritating because you attach it to a box full of tiny things. Is it really irritating though? Is it truly irritating? Do we have any professional UI designers for the Game Boy in the chat right now? Can a professional UI designer say, if I was designing a Game Boy game for Picross, I would simply have this. Okay, so what if we did extend this? Sprite layer, sprite canvas size. Nothing wrong with having a scores box below. The bottom space could be used for something too. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what I'm putting there yet. It would probably be background decoration. Like if I'm gonna have like a lake in the background or something, this would be like space that I would show the lake on. I don't know yet. I've yet to decide. That means less space for other stuff. Okay, what if it was this? Pro UI designers can be really bad even. Looking at Digimon, even the new one. What were they thinking? What are they even doing, man? Digimon. Okay, so this actually... Wait a second. I probably shouldn't have used white for this. Let's just try... I just want to check to make sure that this is actually being loaded. I think I may need to... Wait a second. If this was 223... So this one is there. 224... I guess I just have to do this then. There's a better way to do this. Okay, what if I just did this and then I did what's the increment for this one? This one's got to be 224, so that is 16 additional. Also, yeah, I should drink water. It's a good note. That I should in fact drink water. However, alright, I guess I'll do that now. Alright. You would simply record a macro, QA, and then you do 16A, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this. Simple as that. Okay, so now we can render an extra row of tiles below. So now that we have that though, now what? Now, how do we do it? Do I want this to simply be the same as this, but different? The same but different, perhaps? Or perhaps the same but the same. Also, I noticed this one is not aligned the same. Why is this one longer? Answer me this, Wolfie. Why is this one 1 pixel longer? And no one even noticed. It's fine, you know, it's fine. Okay, but then this one would need to be different though. Unless we had 2 tiles, it would need to be different. What if we simply extended this border? The thing that I said I would not do. What if I just did this? And then this has the level number. And then we have another thing down here. The thing that Zoe hates. Having random UI elements. Just hanging off for no reason. So this could be the, what do we have? The puzzle size. This could be like another thing. What else did we have? We had the number, we had the time, and we had I already forgot. We had the time, we had the puzzle size, and the ID. I guess the ID could go up here. How many digits is the time? 4, and then there's a colon, so 5. What about this? What about this, guys? Right, that doesn't look awful. Yes, minute, minute, second, second. It maxes out at 99 minutes and 59 seconds. If you take longer than 99 minutes and 59 seconds, it just does not record your time. Could make it symmetrical. What do you mean? You mean like because the numbers are variably aligned? I could also just reuse this. I could reuse this number. It could be like a larger number. That's why I was thinking, like, if I had a thing on the bottom that was only the number, it could be the larger font. We could just have one thing sticking out from the bottom, and that would be the time in the large font. Right, wouldn't that look nice? Wouldn't that look cool? Maybe. No. But okay, I'm gonna have it like this, okay? It's just gonna look like this. But what if it wasn't like this? What if instead of looking like this, it actually looked good instead of bad? cdn.discord app. I would do this instead. All right. But what would be there though? What would you have down there? What would this be the puzzle size? What would this be? The timer? Would this be the timer? What is the stuff we want to put there? Puzzle size, number, title, timer. I don't think anything needs to be this long though. Besides the title, but we already have the title at the top. I don't know. UI design is hard. Timer left. And then what? And then puzzle size on the right though? But isn't that so much space for the puzzle size? What if I did this? What if everything was just really far away? A lot of space, so you should use it. But for what though? Wouldn't this just be like a lot of empty space? That means less space for decorations. Less space for drawing the lake or whatever. The Lakers. The sports team known as the Lakers. I can't believe we spent the whole stream on this. The whole stream on adding text, designing UI stuff. This is probably something I should do off stream instead. You show me the official picross UI. It just has a bunch of stuff on the bottom. Like this. Just 4 things on the bottom. It's like I could also just do that. I could also simply just copy the official modern picross UI. Oh wait, oh I forgot I needed space to put the this thing. This thing down here, this thing up here. I mean, there is still space for it, so that's fine. Oh, I have an idea. What if it was a banner? If you're into labels, make this a folder proper. Oh, like this could literally be like a folder with tabs. Like, why can't I use this pixel? You could literally just have like a thing and then put like stuff over there. Do foreground label currently selected and other stuff in the background. I think for a level, you know, for level select, I could have it literally be tabs. Wait, what if this was literally a folder? Vanilla folder? If we literally design this to be this, that could work. But then like this stuff feels kind of out of place though. No, it's probably fine. So if we had a tab, if we had tabs on the top, and then those tabs were the level selectors though. Right, because it would be like this. It'd be like these tabs on the top. It would be this thing. And then what if on the bottom we simply had like paper clips? If it was like a paper clip and then this was like a sticky note or something. What if it was like a post-it? And then, or like just like some random piece of paper that was clipped to it. I don't know how to draw a paper clip. Like, you know, like this. It's like taped on or something. I think that'd be nice. Because I feel like I was trying to think of like some kind of theme for like the design of this. Yeah, like that. But then how do I make this look like it would fit like a folder? Because like right now, the way that this is shaded kind of looks like it's like inset inside the thing. And like for folders, it's not really. Oh yeah, they could be sticky notes. True. What if we had like? So it would not be inset. It would simply be without the shading. And then we had some kind of like, that'd be a lot of tape though. Okay, it doesn't have to be taped. It just has to be like, if it's not perfectly uniform. What if it was like this? But then parts of it would be misaligned though. Like a photo album. Yeah. What if what if it was like larger and then there's like a thumbtack, you know? Just like something. Detective theme? No, there's no reason to make it a detective theme. What does this look like? Amelia Watson's picross. Like that looks fine for these, but then I feel like for the large ones, it would not make as much sense. Like if I had this one for the Choco J Dog one. Would not really work as well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there are ways to make it look good. What if it wasn't uniform? What if it was simply just like strewn about, kind of like disorderly? Because I feel like the reason why it looks not like, you know, Post-its is because they're too organized. If I simply just had them, well, but then it'd be so chaotic though, like randomly. just like this. Yeah. Well, there's probably something there. I just have to think through it a bit more. Yeah, Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac menu. Yeah, it's kind of like this. Somewhat like this. But it'd be hard to rotate it, because like they could easily rotate things, but then for a pixel art game, rotating the puzzles would not be good. But there's probably something there. Just have to think through it a bit more. This is now a UI brainstorming theme. Or theme, sorry, stream. You wouldn't rotate the pixel art of the puzzles, just have the post-its look a little askew sometimes. Look at that. Look at this. But then how do I make them look good? I feel like having them rotated is what makes them look less uniform. If I simply had them all aligned like this, maybe it's fine. What about that other game, Shocky Island? Remember this one? How did they do? What if it was like a notepad? Who could have it be a notepad like this? There's things, right? There's various things that could be done. This. Picross is like, it is like a notepad. Okay, what if this thing was like a notepad like this? And then you had little tabs sticking out. That's possible, right? That's a possibility. Oh, and then like what if this title... Okay, here's my idea. If we had it like a notepad. So it's got like these rings or whatever. Right, imagine the rest of this filled out with rings. And then maybe the title would be on if you had a page that was like folded over like this. And then the title. I don't know why the title would be on this side. But like, you know, it could be. It could perhaps be. Goes over. And then it goes down. You know, like if you had a page that was just... Why is it so hard to like zoom in and out in Paint? right? And then you had like the titles right here. And then you could have like, you know, pieces of paper. This would be the timer. I don't think those will fit. But what if they did? What if they did fit? And then this one. 5 by 5. Actually, for the 5 by 5, this text could be slanted because we have a fixed number of them. Right? It could. This one could be, because we only have 3 possible options. I could custom write. It could even be handwriting. Be handwriting to really sell the handwritten nature of it. And then this would be the timer. This one's dynamic. $5.30. And then you just had like, you know, the drawings. What if we didn't have the square around them? Wait a second. If this is like a sketchbook, if we simply just did not have the border around them, if it was simply a white canvas, and then like, I don't know. There's something there, maybe. Although then it would look kind of boring, wouldn't it? If it was just like plain white as the page. I don't know. No, this cannot be Amelia Watson. Imagine. Okay, what if the entire thing was simply this? And then we had another set of pixels for this thing. If we had this thing over here, we had that thing, and then I don't know. It's an idea. I think it could work. If I just copy the way they did these whatever it's called. Okay, what if I fill the entire page with this, and then I simply just cleared the whole thing? If it was just this, and then I got rid of this thing, and then I got rid of this thing. Whoops. No, you can't do this, Wolfie. It's the entire thing is broken. Okay, so you can have, you know, like the way they do this, they have a bunch of holes, right? It's like this. Simply like this. And then you have, you know, this thing and that thing. There's probably some way to make this look nicer, but I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's too far away, right? It needs to be closer. It needs to be closer to the edge, like this. And then they must be, it must be evenly spaced somewhat. I can't believe this guy's just copying. He's just copying the art of another game. Unbelievable. Okay, but how did they make it look good? How did they make it look good? I gotta know. So it's like that, right? It's like this. And then you gotta have something like here. Right, look at that. You just copy this between various segments. You could literally do this. You're like, whoa, how did he do that? How did he do this? With Ace Bright brushes? It's crazy. I guess that could work, right? Doesn't that look like something? Surely this is also something. And then you just... I probably should have drawn this line before I did that stuff. Got this stuff right here. Is this even aligned correctly? I feel like it feels uneven. Okay, let me undo all of this. I should probably align these like in the middle. Welcome, Klondike Bar. Whoever wrote the book of the riffs, well, I don't know what are you talking about. What is he talking about? What a strange message. What is the strangest message you've all seen in a chat? Because that would not be one of them. I've seen stranger messages. Yeah, last time chatter. They will never be back. Their goal was to say one message. My message to the world. Change the world. Change the world. Okay, we can have this here. Let's see. I could also make the whole, like... This could be even wider. It could be like this. I've seen the message Northern Lion Harem. Scat thighs. Classic scat thighs. Okay, what about this? Do you think this looks better? Perhaps. Here's my cool UI mockup. Everything up here cosmetic. I feel like maybe they blocked my VPN. It appears to not be loading. I could just put it on. I mean, I see it. I could just open a what is it? Connections time? No. Open a browser source, and then paste the link in here. Pictures aren't rotated, but borders are hand-drawn and askew like post-its. Picture, TokuJ-Dog number 8. Picross UI, all info down here. That is a possibility, yes. It is, in fact, one such possibility. What if I could find like a more hand-drawn looking font? I could do that. I could have hand-drawn looking fonts specifically for this UI. I could even write my own. Anyway. Yeah, that is certainly a possibility. Now let me copy this over first. Okay, so we have this here. Turn it into a brush. And they will be drawn like this. But then, whoa, what the heck? You can do that? What is this? Whoa. Whoa, what the? Alright, so I should align these slightly better. Like that. That would fit, right? That looks good, I think. And then this. Okay, then you have like the page thing up top. I should probably have put this on a different layer. You know what, let me do that. Let me undo all of this again. Just have this thing on its own layer to make it easier to modify. And then set this thing to this. Okay, so this one, you gotta set the transparent color. Transparent color is gonna be this one. Okay, so you gotta make sure that you delete these. I could probably just use the brush for this. Okay, so that's there. And then I guess this would be transparent. Or would it be like this? Would it be like this? And then I just make the hole bigger. Or is that too much? Is that too much? No. Okay, I guess you keep it like this. But then what if I move this around though? No. Okay, so we have this here. Welcome, Porkfu. It is my first day back to work in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. More like you are now 2 week. Am I right, guys? 2 week. He is simply 2 week. Rude. Is it rude though? Would you consider this to be rude? Okay, that looks good, right? Okay. And then I guess below this, you add a new layer. What if you make 2 of the 4 big rings and leave space in the center? Make 2 or 4 big rings. 2 or 4. But do books look like this though? Would they look like this? Wouldn't that be strange for a book? A sketchbook. Would that not be strange? Okay, so this one would have the previous page. The page that is here is gotta be here. 2 ring binder. Oh, like the big kind of binder. I see. I guess I could. I guess I could consider I will have to think about it. I will probably do this off stream though. I mean, I'll probably finish this off stream. But I will be doing this on stream. Yep. Get this one is here. And then I need another thing on the right side so that this goes over. This is promising though. Can one ring be missing? The one ring from Lord of the Rings? Whoa, look at this. Let it be known it's a really old sketchbook. But how could it be so old? How could it even be this old? Welcome, Namington. Is today's Wolfie inspired by something? Nope. It's not. This looks nice. I think it looks good. It was kind of inspired by the fact that I like drew this weekend. I drew vacuously. And then I was like, what if I drew like something in a more realistic style? This is so good, thank you. What if this was the game? If I just had this in the game. With a corner flipped over for the next page? True, true. That is true. Wait, look at this, look at the drawings. Man, the screen feels so much duller. Ever since having like a huge white image on the screen compared to like the Game Boy, I thought this was brighter. Man. Everything looks so dull now. I can't believe this. But yeah, look at this. It looks pretty good, I think. Game Boy doesn't even have a backlight. There are some modded ones that do. Although I guess it wouldn't make sense for you to refer to modded Game Boy specifically. Do you still have a light gray at your disposal? This is all 4 colors. Oh, you mean this one? Oh yeah, right. Oh, that looks better. Wait a second. I forgot I had that one. How did they do it here? They had this color. Did they... Hold on. How did they do it? They had this, right? They had... If I simply just copy everything they did. What if it was like this? This one is there. Sodal. So dull, guys. Wait, how did they make that look good? Can I like zoom in? I'm just gonna copy them. No, I can't just copy this. Well, it's kind of funny because the game is about copying pixel art. And I'm copying the game about copying pixel art. Mostly thinking of the pages with that and then make the box's background the brightest white. You mean like having the page be this color? Whoops. That's so dark. That looks so dark. That is so dark. Oh, they had, okay, so the left side is this. That's kind of what I thought. Can I try it? Like this. Like that. Actually, I guess if the boxes are not the same size, it looks a bit better, right? Some of them are like slightly larger. Some of them are smaller. I mean, it could be like this, right? Well, they do need to be a minimum size of 15 at least. I don't know. Gaming. Guys, it's gaming. I don't know, I guess there's like something there. I don't know. Something. Okay, what if instead of doing that though, what if I just had like, if it was like this? Yeah, I think it looks better without the boxes. Okay, so going back to this thing though, going back to plagiarizing an indie developer's artwork, they had it like this. So the white background looks a bit odd. Notebook paper is rare. What if I put like some dithering on the edges? What if it was like maybe if I did, maybe not even on the edges, just like in random places I just did this. If it was like on the edges, it's like this, and then like something. Oh, what if I just had scribble? Wait, holy frick! Wait a second. Wait a second. That was pretty good. Wait a second. I want to see what that looks like. Whoa! Oh, what if actually instead of having real background, if I simply like, whoa, guys, what if it was like this? If I simply drew borders like this, hand-drawn borders, but like aligned slightly better. Like, okay, check this out. Okay, but like if they were aligned in the correct place, right? That would look pretty good, in my opinion. That looks pretty nice. And then, yeah, that's good. All right, it was a productive session, yes. Now we have a theme to go on. Sketchbook makes a lot more sense than Post-its. Yeah. Exactly. And then I guess since most levels probably won't have like a black border around them, like the Choco-J Dog level, like it would blend in nicely. It's good. It's good options. Wonder if I can find like a 8x8 hand-drawn looking font. Art book made by American artist Wolfie. This is not 8x8. What is this? 8x8 font. Pixel font. I guess it would be kind of hard to get a hand-drawn look to an 8x8 font. Unless I made one myself. Yeah, whatever. I think that looks pretty good though. Good theme. Good theme. Now we finally have a theme. I could also consider changing this thing to be kind of like along that lines. Maybe. Like if I selected this and then I updated like the top parts to have this thing. And then the borders, this thing. Yeah, look at, there's so many options. There's several options, guys. And then what if these were crayons, huh? What if instead of being whatever the heck this is, these were crayons? Wow, or pencils. Wait a second. There's like an eraser up top instead of this thing. I think that could work. And then what? I don't know. Yeah. It's good, right? It's good. It's a possibility. Okay, but I do need to expand this so that this page has a thing on the right side. But then that would mess up my entire grid setup. I would need to update this thing, and then all my numbers would need to be updated. I can't believe this. Can't believe that I would need to change various things. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. Now, what if there was like... If there was simply... If it was like this. Because, you know, the pages are not necessarily aligned. No, I guess it would have to be like this. Okay, and then, I'm kind of just saying things now. Okay, what if it was then... If the paper was here, and then you did this. And then what? There, it's like this. And then it's got to go down. I have to expand the thing. Or what if there was less space between them? How much space did I have between them? I don't even remember. We no longer have the grid that tells us. So it's like between here and here. We could lessen it, given that there's not going to be like a... No, but we do need this kind of border around it. What could this cursor be, though? What would be like something like a magnifying glass, maybe? No. You would want something that fits thematically. Something that would work. A pencil like this. But is there something that would be more like a square or a circle, perhaps? What about stationary accessories? What are some things? I guess pencil. Rubber band. Stationary or stationary? You know that stationary for writing is the etymology of the word was because the stores that sold them were stationary, as in that they did not move. Stamp could be an option. Stamp. But like, wouldn't the stamp cover the image? Or what if the selection was simply like hold on. What if the selection was simply something like this? What if it was just like a circle, like a hand-drawn circle that was darker color than these? What if it was just like this? That would look pretty good, actually. If you could simply have a circle that selects the current thing, right? That could work. It's good. I feel like the dithering is really what made it, you know? This makes it look like you're drawing on it. If it was simply like this does not look as good. Yeah. It really goes to show you the effect that you can have by doing this stuff. Kirby 64. Same thing for like Kirby's Dream Land 3, right? Do you mean Kirby's Dream Land 3? A level select for Kirby 64. What did that look like? Well, wait, you can't say Kirby, you can't say that. Kirby's Dream Land 3. Both games had it. I feel like it was much more apparent in 3 though. Crystal Shard 64 had a crayon on level select. I see. Oh yeah, Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island. Me when she is an island. Yo, she's island. That's crazy. How did that happen? How did she become an island? Among Us, do you see this? Remember when I played Yoshi's Island and there was Among Us right there? And also here. And also here. Yo. She is in fact island? Wait, what are some ways to make it look more crayon-like? Oh, they have like, okay, if you had like this kind of like, how do you describe this? It's like, is that a thing that you could do? If you were simply to add shading. How do you do shading in Sprite again? Sprite layer, shading mode, ink, shade, reverse shade. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. It simply does not matter. But okay, I guess that's gonna be it for the stream. We did get some things done today. We got this stuff. We're gonna check out -B sketchbook. Work in progress sketchbook UI. Okay. Good. Good stream. Good stream. Look at that. Look at that. right there. Stream Elements has deleted your message. Click to show. This is what I was thinking of. I'm going to copy the link just to see. Ah, yes. Askew squares. But like the thing is though, for mine, you can't really do that without messing up the integrity of the puzzles. But that's fine. That's probably fine. But yeah. Okay, anyway. I think that's it for the stream. Let's find out what day it is. Let's raid someone. Yep. Okay. Who is streaming? But first, what day is it? Noodle Day? Labor Day. What the? Mid-Autumn Festival, Badger Day. Can I choose the victim? I cannot guarantee that I will choose your option. I prefer to choose on my own. But you could name someone and you just make sure that you're aware that I will possibly not raid them. Or even possibly not even consider them. At all. What about someone whose birthday was this weekend? But that's the past though. That had already happened. In the past. Soya Poya Day? Soya Poya Day? Zero Inbox Day. Transfer money to your daughter Day? German American Day? Badger Day, that's a good one, right? Is there a badger emoji? You could do National Badger Day. Taijiro looks chill stream. I've rated him before. In the past. Okay, who do I rate? I'm checking my list of people that I'm following. And you know what? Maybe I will rate ChocoJax. Maybe I will. Last rated 28 days ago? Like that's like long, right? That's fairly long. She has also changed her icon on Twitch to be the thing that I drew. That's crazy. Alright, we're gonna raid ChocoJax. Badger. Why not good-der? Why not? Why would they even not be good? Why? We don't know. Anyway, the raid is going to go in the next many seconds. I should be back on Wednesday with something. I don't know. Web fishing, or lawn mowing sim, or Wooloop, or something, I don't know. Something, or what if it was nothing? What if I just didn't stream on Wednesday? I wouldn't do that. I would simply stream on Wednesday. Zatsu stream? No, it's... You gotta have something in the background. You can't just Zatsu over nothing. I mean, you could, but I won't. They said stream, they didn't say which one yet. The fishing stream? Fishing? Anyway, the raid's going. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.